Welcome, Matt Lasher, the Chief Marketing Officer, Marketing Director of the West Herr Group. We're going to talk about subprime, I think a topic that hasn't been talked about enough, and you have a very unique position in seeing how it plays out, and also have developed within the dealership some proprietary software to solve your own problems, which I think that's always the best solution, because you're solving a problem that you feel at the very base level. So Matt, welcome to the program, and thanks for sharing some insights with us.
Hey, Paul, I appreciate you, man. Great to be here, and awesome panel of experts here. So just humbled to be a part of it. And congrats for everything that you're doing. Love Congruent and Paul Revere Daly.
Paul Revere, the compression is coming. The compression is coming. So we're going to talk about, first of all, you're a part of a massive dealer group that has a very large presence in the Buffalo, New York market. Before we get into subprime, can you just give me like a 60 to 90 second breakdown of what are you doing right now? What's your situation? I think it's valuable for people across the country to hear what other dealers are doing.
Yeah, for sure. The elevator pitch of West Herr, we're a 26-store group in Buffalo, New York. We have 2,200 employees. We represent 20 different OEMs. We sell about 40% of the new vehicle market in our market, maybe about 25% of the used vehicle market. We sell over 50,000 cars a year, service 400,000 cars a year. And we're in Buffalo, New York, primarily. We have a few stores in Rochester as well, 60 miles away. But what's unique about us is the density with which we operate in our market. But we are in New York, right? And New York's gone through this COVID thing at a really extreme level. And we've been treated basically the same as New York City with respect to governance and the rules with which we need to follow. So we've been really listening closely to Governor Cuomo and what he's been doing and suggesting. And, I think there's a lot of nuance to different regions in New York State, and I think it's a challenging thing to govern. So I think, I just have a lot of empathy for the challenge of that to try to get this all right with all these different business verticals. I have a friend that owns a salon, and she's been out of business for, 2.5 months now or whatever. And, I just feel for her and her business. But in the automotive side, we've launched Curbside as an official campaign, but that's more than just a marketing campaign. We do have traditional TV and radio and broadcast stuff talking about the curbside option for delivery. But we've also innovated with some tech stack stuff within it to help with the process behind the scenes. So we have a digital document uploader that customers can do, driver's license scanner, take photos of trades, things of that nature to try to help facilitate this, remote transaction thing that's happening. And so we've done a tremendous amount of effort deployed, kudos to our technology team, Nate Wintringer, our director of technology, and the rest of the gang over there that's built some custom tech for us. And, just a tremendous amount of effort and focus on the people. I was really appreciating and resonating with what Drew was talking about on the digital retailing side. It's not magic, it's people and process. On Automotive State of the Union 1, I said we canceled all of our advertising. What I didn't say was we canceled it because all of our people were gone. They were furloughed.
That's good clarification.
Right. So the people came back, and we've had a lot of really positive news. We're outperforming year-over-year daily sales rates today.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Tell us about your sales.
Yep. So showrooms are still closed, right? But we're sales by appointment. So you can do test drives and things of that nature in the showroom. We're doing a lot of remote transactions. Our sales team only comes to the office or to the dealership when they have an appointment, a firm appointment. So they're not hanging around otherwise. Our management team is managing via Zoom primarily, right? Try to motivate folks. We have mini teams of folks split up to kind of keep an eye on things and keep moving and keep working CRM leads and things of that nature. So it's been a remarkable transformation. We got social distancing stickers and signs all over the dealership, and it's interesting. So, but our sales right now, we're pacing about for May. We're somewhere in the neighborhood of 10% total volume off last year, which is a remarkable sort of
that is
kudos
incredible.
To our team.
Absolutely.
It's and our service side of the business is down about 25%.
Okay.
To sort of
but reasonable. Still, reasonable. Well, let's get into subprime. I want to make sure we get to the main topic. So, give everybody, what is your perspective on subprime, and what are you doing to lean into it?
Well, look, I think a couple great things here are not great, but things that are interesting macro. That 800 score is now a 700. That 700 score is now a 600. That 600 score is now a 500. So I just think there's a lot of pressure being put on consumer spending power, and that's going to be a short to medium term, hopefully not a long term problem. But the stats are pre-COVID, 40% of the market was a score of 680 or less, so a non-prime customer, right? 30% are subprime, 620 or less. So it's a remarkably large percentage of the population, right? And I think new franchise dealers like us, who are successful and busy in our own right, doing the typical deals that we do, have largely had the privilege or the opportunity to ignore this pocket of business. But as we now search for growth in areas of opportunity, it's something that we need to take greater consideration in than we've ever done before, right? And so I think the other side of this empathy thing, 30 million people being laid off or unemployed now, a lot of people are impacted by this. So there's the stigma of being a non-prime or subprime customer, I think, is going away because there's a lot of things, external forces beyond consumers' control that had nothing to do with them or their ability or their hardworkingness or whatever, like all of that stuff. So, it's a remarkable change and flip, I think, with respect to, okay, well, you have maybe a challenging bump in the road here or whatever. So now it's up to us, the dealers who have the organic opportunities. In 2019, West Herr had 19,000 sub 620 customers come through our doors. So just organically, that was not, but that's in line with the 120,000 or so customers.
Percentage-wise, it washes out, right? Just is what it is, yeah.
That's right. So, everybody knows about cost to market and pricing cars based on cost to market, right? And the customer-based pricing perspective. But what I don't hear anybody talking about is cost to lender. And in the subprime space, it's all about consumer affordability, finding a car that is in your inventory that aligns with both consumer affordability and lender approval guidelines, right? So, you alluded to this software product we developed in-house. We have a little tech product called Streamline that helps facilitate that.
Okay, so you're saying, just to break this down for a second, you are saying that the metric that we're not talking about is cost to lender, because the real bottom line is what will a lender give, right? And then what will be a fit for that customer, right?
It's about affordability and approvability, right?
Approvability.
And so lender has a certain set of requirements that they want to see. So there's a lot of tools and other things in the space that can accommodate this, but we're super focused on the process. I don't believe a consumer wants to tell a stranger salesperson their whole life story.
Nope.
I don't believe that that's true.
You're right.
Right. So I want to solve for protecting the consumer privacy. It's not your business what my credit score is or why my credit score is what it is.
Go a step beyond that. You're not protecting your privacy. You're protecting their pride. Really, is what you're doing by protecting their privacy.
And it's critical, though, that we go through the process at the beginning, not at the end. Let's not sell them the wrong car, spend all day, frustrate the finance team, all of this stuff.
They feel like garbage, right? They feel like garbage, yeah. So what does the software do?
So all it does is it optimizes our vehicle inventory. So West Herr has 23, 24, 2,500 used cars available, right? Bounces it off of lender guidelines compared to consumer affordability. So it just smashes all of it together and then gives you a list based on probability of approval, sorted from highest probability to lowest probability of cars that customers can afford. So the example would be a 580 score comes into our store, makes $2,200 a month, wants a $300 a month payment. What car should I show them? It's not the used car manager saying, go find a 2012 or newer and bring it back to me.
Right.
There's a nuance there. It's about appreciating book values and how the bank sees your inventory. So in that 2,300 used cars that we have, maybe only 10% fit that criteria for that customer. So don't look at the 90%, but there's an art in delivering that message. The human part of this is so critical. The people process part is so critical, just like digital retailing. So it's a fascinating shift in psychology, but just a little anecdotal results thing for us. We've improved our conversion rate on subprime customers, 620 and below, almost 100% in the last 2 years. And our total front and back profitability has improved over $500 a car. So in the era of margin compression, in the era of grosses falling, we are finding an arbitrage opportunity to increase margins. Right. And that's where being a tech savvy, being an innovative dealer, you can find these areas of opportunity and efficiency. And subprime is one category that I'm very bullish on. I think that we can do it better. We can just, as a dealer body, we can do it better.
And I think the fact that you're able to, we only have like another minute here, the fact that you're able to make that now a part of the West Herr experience. Like, there is no separation of powers, there is no separate experience. It's a way to serve the customer where they're at with your inventory, and the benefit of doing it in a savvy way that makes them still be able to stand up tall, by seeing cars they can get into. You don't have that whole awkward back and forth. By being able to do that, they're still happy to be a West Herr customer, and you're happy to have them as a customer, knowing that they had a great experience even amidst a challenging financial situation.
Well, Paul, regardless of credit score, everybody loves their time.
Yep.
So if you can save people time and get people in and out of a dealership faster, you're saving human capital at the dealership. You're making customers happier. You're making employees happier. That's where we need to focus our innovation on. Not just shiny widgets on websites that create leads.
Nope.
We need to focus our innovation on throughput throughout the entire process, regardless of credit score.
And that goes back to the theme, which is the human side of the business, empowered by process. Matt, got to close out, but I remember you saying something like this is going to be made available to other stores, like you're going to release the software. Is that already happened?
It is, we are onboarding dealers. We have some external clients.
Okay.
And so certainly if anybody's curious, happy to show them or, reach out, connect to me on LinkedIn.
We'll make sure for sure. Yeah. Connect with Matt on LinkedIn. He's easy to find, Matt Lasher. His name's right there on the screen. And if not, we're also going to make sure people have the information they need in the follow-up emails. Matt, it's good to see your face. I can't wait to see it in person. You're only a few hours down the thruway. I'll talk to you soon.